All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to the HCA. We've got the Winter 2025 Week 1 starting right now. It's not starting right now. This is towards the end of the first weekend, but yeah, we got MIB Brazil going up against CTM 360. I'm just gonna call them 360 because that's easy for my American brain to understand. Got supplies dropping down for the Americans up there just to the north. Looks like they're coming down in that trench system. I'm going to set up something up there by the cattle sheds. I would expect some trucks to be coming across here pretty soon. I don't see where the Germans drop their supplies. Probably somewhere back here by this intersection back here. It's usually where they like to drop it, or maybe further north. You can see all their trucks starting to come across over there. Chapel heavily favors the Allies. You can see it's closer to their side, so I would expect them to get there first. You can see the truck coming across right now. They took some unusual routes to avoid those initial rockets, which we are watching for. Let's go ahead and see if any of these rockets come across. These guys are waiting until they get a little closer, I think. MIB Brazil makes their way into the zone. They've got a Stewart pushing up on the back side of the church with a truck going on either side of the church, north and south. Flares are going up. There is virtually nothing in front of them. Here comes the first truck from CTM coming in down here on the south. I guess I'm going to call them CTM because that's what their tag says right there. CTM has a massive wave of troops coming in off of that truck, though. Here comes another truck pushing up right next to them. These guys are going to jump out right on top of these guys, and Partisan is our first casualty of the day. Both of those guys for MIB go down right there. They're holding on to this house here. They're going to start farting here. We just watched a massive rocket here right there. Looked like it took out an OP at the same time that it took out that infantryman. MIB Brazil have two light tanks over here in the church trying to hold down this position. You can see a Luke's pushing up over there for CTM. Starting to clear out the south side of Grandma's house. Strafing run just went through. That looks like it was a CTM strafing run. And these guys are right on top of each other here on the south side of the chapel, which is going to be the main approach coming in for CTM. There is the medium tank for MIB, has pulled up right here and is starting to blast away at that infantry. You can see the P4 is coming down the main road. He should be fairly aware of where that medium is now that he's blasting away at the infantry. So I would expect him to turn his gun this way. However, he might be trying to get eyes on one of these Stewarts. Let's take a look from his perspective and see what he does. I see quite a few MIB guys starting to push down towards that house, wanting to clear out the infantry. And you see, I need making his way up the trench behind him. Looks like he got himself at least one. He does end up getting taken down. That Luke's is still up there by Grandma's house, blasting away, taking out as much of the infantry as it can. P4 does not have any shots on these Stewarts. Here comes the medium for the Americans, pulling up, looking to get a shot on this P4. So far, the P4 is still safe from him. Kind of following along. There is the capture for MIB Brazil. CTM is going to have to get all of their OPs back down now. There he comes. He's going to get a shot on this medium. Gets a hit. The P4 will back off. Should be able to get into cover. And they're going to go ahead and repair back up. I hear some shooting going on over here as Ivan is trying to take some shots at these guys just to the north side of the church. He's being flanked over here by a squad from MIB coming down from Grandma's house. Chileno has made his way up into Grandma's house, so him and Silence are right on top of each other. Here comes the Luke's coming up from behind to back him up. Here comes Silence around the other way. Silence sneaking through the buildings here. Getting himself some kills. He's got a rocket out. He's going to try and get a rocket on that Luke's. I don't think he can do it from there. He had his rocket out for a second. Doesn't look like he's going to take the shot. A rocket comes across from Stalich. Almost gets silenced. He hides behind the building. MIB still holding on to Grandma's house pretty good, even with this Luke's over here. There is a squad coming down from the north, coming around this Luke's. No ATs. Just silence here as the only AT. And he's having a hard time getting that rocket on that Luke's. The Luke's is backing off. Let's shoot back down here to the south. It does look like this engagement between the mediums has played out, and we missed it. I see one medium still here. The Sherman, medium Sherman. What is shooting from behind me? Stewart. Greyhound. Greyhound behind us on the hill. The P4 did get caught. The P4 got caught by the medium. Sure looks like he repositioned up by the church and caught a hold of that P4. Without that tank, CTM's going to have a hard time breaking into the chapel. They're having a fight down here in the south. They're trying to swing through down here on the south side of the church, get into these trenches, swing around the back side. This is one of two best approaches. You can either come down from Grandma's house or you can come up from down here. Jock 4 holding in the trenches here. Chodosario is right close to him. Martin pushing up to support. Chodosario kind of looking that way, but he's watching the trenches. He's actually shooting down here. Gets Filano. Filano making his way along the fence down there. I would expect the first heavy from CTM to be making its way on the map right about now, so we should be seeing these tanks get cleared up a little bit here, depending on how he's able to get a hold of them. I mean, it only takes one shot from a Tiger to take out the medium, so... Here comes CTM pushing up the canal, trying to make their way up the creek bed. Get into the front door of the church. Already taking some casualties, trying to make their way up. Here comes GNZ and Jocko Spartan. These guys right on top of each other. Nice awareness by GNZ there. Gets himself a kill as they walk right on top of each other. KK pushes up, takes out Tito Crema, while Mata gets him from the side. More shooting going on over here as 10 gets taken out by Embers, hiding inside this house. Chileno trying to make his way up, actually going back the other way. Should be able to hear those footsteps right now. These guys are right on top of each other. Embers pushes up, takes out the OP as Chileno pops out and gets him in return. Up here in the north, this Lukes is still holding down these barns, as it does look like MIB is finally getting some guys in position over here to start assaulting the next point. Let's take a quick look at the map. You can see that CTM has a pretty good looking line going on right here, but they're a little pushed in up here. You can expect that MIB is going to try and get a garrison up here in the corner, just on the edge of the line. It's hard to put it in the open. You could potentially double drop it here where you're on the other side of the bridge. You can always see, already see Fahar and Braddock. Here comes Braddock coming up to support too. I think Fahar just placed his OP. Here comes Desert. He's looking, peeking, jumping the wall. Fahar's looking the other way, doesn't see him. Desert gets him in the side of the face. Here comes Braddock pushing across the water. He knows that his buddy just went down. He's going to catch some hell here in just a second. Here comes Desert pushing up on the other side of the bunker. Braddock looking through the windows. Should be able to hear those footsteps. Takes a shot. He misses. Gets him once. Desert now going for the heel. Throwing some frags out. He is wounded. He's bleeding. Braddock jumps out and gets him with a grenade. Braddock still trying to push forward, and here comes Stolich pushing up, trying to help stop this pressure. Here comes Fahar again, has his OP fairly close. Wouldn't be surprised to see some more pressure coming in here. There isn't a ton of guys back here for CTM. These commanders are close to each other. It'd be kind of fun to see a little commander fight. Braddock's still holding the front door. Let's shoot back over to the chapel. Take a look at what's going on down here. I would expect CTM to be swinging up from the south. Sure enough, they've gained the front door here, as Exion Flux has made his way into the circle. Has eyes on the 76. All right, we got a couple of guys up on the roof. I know that you can get up there. I have yet to ever been able to get up there. I can't quite get it. These guys looking for each other on the church. Exion Flux actually shooting at people from the church. Flares going up from Quinn. Axion Flux in there by himself, trying to capture that point all by his lonesome. Handful of infantry pushed towards the south. Martin potentially trying to get eyes. Oh, he's gone. Spawn in right there, right next to this tank. Joda gets himself a rocket into the side of it. They will start to back up and try to repair. Let's see if he can get this other rocket into them. Oh, the tank managed to blast away the OP as well. Tank will be able to back off and repair. Where are the tanks? Oh, that's weird. I just kind of locked on to Martin when I didn't push anything. I was looking at my map, all of a sudden I locked down to Martin out of nowhere. I don't see... Okay, here we go. Here's the heavy. Here's the heavy. Does look like he's trying to get eyes on that medium. Doesn't quite have the shot, though. In a decent position if that tank tries to put up. Should be able to get a shot on him. Depends on if MIB wants to swing their tanks to the south or if they want to start pushing north. That's just an empty truck. I would expect some more MIB guys to start pushing to the north. They got a little bit of pressure going on here at Sunken Bridge. Faher and Vroom have managed to make their way across the bridge. Here comes Ferragato coming up behind them. Corvo Master holding down the flank down here. Him and Desert about to be right on top of each other. There goes the OP for Desert. Corvo Master runs right past him. Desert should be able to get him in the back. Runs right past him. With the bolty. I killed each other. I don't even know whose grenade that was. Very nice. Well played. Braddock moving up into position, trying to get some shooting going on over here. Some cover fire. Oh, he's dropping an OP. He just dropped his OP. He's trying to bring his reinforcements up in here. Now, there's some infantry fairly close. I did just hear a grenade. They're throwing grenades at him, and they know he's back there. Not quite close. Oh, Braddock goes down. Braddock is taken out by Martins. Here's some more shooting coming up from right here. Ferragato's pushing up again, trying to cover this attack. Not a ton of pressure going on here. Let's take a quick look back here at what's going on. One of the tanks? No, it's just a truck. Just a truck. Just a truck. Quite a few MIB guys back here at the church, though. They're really holding this position. They want to make sure that they don't overextend, and I respect that. Mattias goes down to KK. There is a gap here in the center, though. Up here at Grandma's house, there's a couple of squad leaders for CTM starting to make their way up into Grandma's house. KK's headed this way to check it out. Chileno's not far away. He's a third squad leader, so they should be able to start bringing some more reinforcements in here from the northwest of the circle. KK goes down to Kalana. Here comes Embers in Silence now to investigate what is going on here at Grandma's house. Mikalatila? I'm not sure. I apologize. I know I'm saying a lot of your guys' names wrong. I apologize every time. I can't help it. I do my best. I hear told people like to laugh at me while I mispronounce names. Silence gets Chileno in the back. Matty is heading back that way. Wants revenge for his death over here. Silence actually peeking the corner. Does not spot him in the trench. Matty is heading the other way, looking for the spawn. Kanala still trying to hold down Grandma's house, but he's looking really lonely. Gets taken out by Silence. Back down here to the south, CTM has pretty much lost their entire foothold down here to the south. You can see that MIB is not only holding a solid line on the main road, but they actually have started to capture Sunken Bridge over here. With an airhead coming down right next to the bridge. MIB looking to capture this fourth point. Now, there is some cap pressure going on at the chapel at the same time this is happening, but MIB does have the advantage going on right now. They are winning the cap race, and with this airhead coming down right here, they should be able to bring in all the reinforcements they need to keep this capture going. Braddock and Faher are both here as squad leaders, so they can bring plenty of reinforcements in on their OPs to supplement while they wait for that spawn in on the airhead. About a third of the way capped here now at Sunken Bridge. As Faher pushes up, he takes out Desert. Ivan just spawned in just there to the flank. Looking this way, he's shooting at Faher. Faher actually wins the exchange with Martins. I think he just popped an OP right there as well. Fahar just pushing straight through. Over half cap now here at Sunken Bridge. Scraft pushing up this way, trying to figure out where Fahar's sniping these guys from the side. More reinforcements pushing in the front door for MIB. Fahar and Scraft about to run each other, and Fahar wins the exchange. Still pushing through. Coming around the other side, there's the supply truck. Garrison should be fairly close. Usually it's up there on the north side, but I don't see it. Fahar gets HCA Flux in the back. This is looking pretty good for MIB right now. CTM's going to have a hard time holding this back. I don't know where their Garrison is. It's right over here to the south. It's right there next to Martins. And they're trying to bring as many reinforcements as they can. I don't think they are going to be able to do it. They have the reinforcements going, or the reinforce going right now. If they can get another spawn in on this Garrison, they should have enough time to get one more spawn in on this Garrison. They're going to have to bring back pretty much everything they have to stop this cap pressure, though. Their reinforcements got another minute on it. They can get a big spawn in. I don't think it's coming. There it is! There's the spawn in. Stops the capture at the last possible second. They're starting to pull it back. They're all pushing north from that Garrison. Rockets going out, trying to kill as many guys as they can. Here comes the Tiger to supplement this reinforcement. CTM holds. They're holding the line. A flood of infantry pushing up into the circle, clearing out MIB as much as possible. These guys, a couple of guys holding on to the house here. KK gets himself a couple of kills finally gets taken out between Martin and Alcon there. Here comes the bombing run. Did it get the... It did not get the Garrison. Did not get the Garrison. The Garrison is still up. They should be able to bring plenty of reinforcements back here. And Sunken Bridge is going to hold. I need coming around the backside. Looking to get some of these guys in the back. The airhead is not here anymore. There is supplies on the ground. No Garrison. Braddock pushing up. He had his stopwatch out. He was trying to place it right then. He was trying to build the Garrison, and I Need comes around and gets him in the back. KK turns around just in time to get I Need. Manages to hold the position a little bit longer. There's not really a ton going on here, though. Fahar's pushing again around, trying to push all the way across, trying to get through to this side. Let's take a quick look at the map. Most of CTM has had to pull back to hold on to Sunken Bridge. They've got a couple of guys pushed down to the south. They've got a medium tank in position to prevent MIB from pushing out from the chapel. Let's shoot down here to the south. A lot of MIB guys swarming this tank right now. He's catching some rounds from the 76 over there by the church. And this is going to be a dead P4. Oh, he survives the hit. Isn't quite enough to take him out. He's going to back to P4 off, but here comes Ruin. Redeploys. He must have been out of rockets. They're going to jump out and repair up this tank. Vigilante should have stayed there so he could kill the crew as they jump out. I think he's trying to place his OP so that he can bring Ruin back in with more rockets. Muir and Nico out trying to repair the tank. Here comes Vigilante pushing back up. He's got to know that they're out repairing that tank now. Maybe not. He's pushing up. Careful, though. They should be able to repair up. Nico actually doing a good job of covering. He's holding the position, protecting his crew. He's not just repairing. Here comes Ruin. Here comes Ruin with the rocket. Gets both of the crewmen with that rocket. Does massive damage. Because of the repairs, it's still alive. Here comes the second rocket. He takes out the P4 and the engineer at the same time. He said, get off it. That's my tank kill. That looked like a precision strike just now. I think it might have taken a swing at the Tiger, but even if it didn't get the Tiger, it did get the Garrison. Oh, the Tiger is catching some rounds from the tank across the way, though, and Artie is coming down right on top of him as well. The Tiger wins the duel. Nice shooting by Colgate. Manages to keep that Tiger alive a little bit longer. Should help to keep Sunken Bridge locked down as long as they have this tank here. There is Looks like a Stuart up here on the north side of Sunken Bridge, trying to swing around, cause some havoc. Maybe turn some heads. There is a handful of guys making their way up. One guy left for CTM making his way up to the bridge, trying to clear out the reinforcements. There's a garrison on the backside of the bunker, which makes it a blue zone garrison. Mattias goes down to Braddock, who is protecting this garrison. Waiting for a spawn in. I would expect a pretty big spawn in. No, not too much. I expected a little more than that. The way he was protecting that garrison, I thought they were going to try and bring more in. There's not really much here in the circle for CTM here at Sunken Bridge. Now, there's not really much by MIB either, but they have that front door garrison, and so far, CTM has not really replaced the garrison there at Sunken Bridge. Let's shoot back down here to the south, take a look at what's going on down here. There is a handful of guys from CTM trying to swing down and around. You got a squad leader right here, LGS2105. LG trying to make his way down and around on the south side. And based off the way he's moving south, I'm wondering if he's planning on swinging wide. If he's going to come all the way down and around this way. You've got... Who is this? Yeah, Aslan also is making the same approach. He's going to swing all the way down and through Wind 5. Come back up through Hill 5. Over here. Set up his OP on the backside of Chapel and start pushing. We'll come back in a minute and see if he can keep that going. There's a handful of MIB guys pushing this way. Almost like they suspect something. He must have run past a couple spawns down here and lit them up. LG and Fulano about to run into each other. Joda just got himself a kill there as well. Joda just took a shot at Fulano, who's now looking that way. LG's looking for me. Here's the footsteps. Fulano actually runs out and gets shot by Joda. Nice shooting by Joda. Here comes Partisan heading this way, is now trying to find out what's going on down here. LG goes down to Partisan. Partisan's out in the open, gets taken out by Joda. Not a terrible looking push coming on down here from CTM. Let's take a quick look back at Sunken Bridge and see what's going on over here. I see some supplies dropping for CTM. Does look like they managed to clean up that garrison. As Mushufaso just lays down the hate with some hipfire machine gun. Yeah, CTM has actually swung through the barns up here, and they have completely cleared out their front door. Nice defense by CTM, finally clearing out that pressure. KK's up in the circle by himself, but he's just by himself. He shouldn't be able to do too much. CTM's starting to spread out away from Sunken Bridge. Corvo goes down right here. I'm not sure where he must have had an OP in that bush or something. Mushafaso again, lighting people up. Rocco Spartan goes down to silence over there, watching from the window in Grandma's house, covering us this wide open field up here to the north. Oops, sorry about that. There's quite a few MIB guys push back up this way. They want to take back their front door. They've lost all of their pressure on Sunken Bridge. What was that? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Zelly. Did you just kill yourself a tiger? It kind of looks like you just killed yourself a tiger. I don't see any tanks in the area, so it must have been the AT. Well played. Gets taken out by Jocko Spartan. I was going to look to see if he had the satchel, if that's how he did it, but he got killed before I could check to see what loadout he had. Looks like we've had a disconnect here. Pammed him. Running straight into that fence. I imagine these guys probably shot him a couple times. Stolich headed this way, though. He's about to get eyes. Oh, Stolich gets taken out by Fergato. Looking back that way. Oh, the strafing run comes through and tears at least one of them to pieces. I do hear a Luke's behind us, trying to stop this pressure that's coming around from the backside. Ivan now pushing this way, trying to catch these guys coming across the open. Jacko Spartan gets Zelly over there. Something just went down right here. Another tiger. Ruin gets the tiger. It looks like Michelate set him up with ammo. Gave him some rocket drops, and he was able to take out that tiger. The air catches some casualties, though. Tito Crema gets a kill from the north, while Jocko Spartan's pushing up from the west. Ruin stuck there between a rock and a hard spot. There is a medium down here for MIB. Pushing up. Looks like they're trying to push up through here down on the south side. They know that they just took out 2 enemy tanks. There's a Luke's pushing up trying to help out, but if he's not careful, he's going to get caught by this medium. So far, Chapel's pretty safe. Here comes Aslan. Like I said, he's going to make his way all the way up to Hill 5. Places OP on the backside of the chapel. And here he is. Just finally made it. Should bring us at least a couple guys in, maybe a whole squad. The fact that he's got Gordo back here leads me to believe that he's already placed his OP once. He's taken down the garrison back here. He's going to give away his position in order to stop this spawn. That's going to be a long one, too. He's catching some fire. 76 is not turning his turret. 76 is going to ignore him. Let him take that garrison down. Gordo gets himself a kill over there. Flares going up. Aslan has been made. Where is that? Where did that flare come from? Where the heck did that flare come from? Seriously, where did that flare come from? Did he just redeploy the second he launched it? I don't know, but Aslan gets the garrison. So far, he's not putting too much pressure on from back here. Something just destroyed over there. Ah, it's just a truck. It's just a truck. All right, let's take a look around. Where did that medium go that was over here for MIB? Has made his way all the way up over here. This medium has swung all the way through the battlefield and is still alive. I'm a little amazed that he managed to make his way all the way through CTM's lines and did not get hit with any rockets. Or maybe he did. I just missed it all. They have oh, it's a 76. So they got the 76 up over here. So yeah, they're feeling pretty, must feel pretty threatened up here on the north sides. They're pushing 2 of their tanks up over here. Now, granted, this is one of their main approaches to Sunken Bridge. I mean, if you want to attack Sunken Bridge, you can either set something up here on the front door and push in, or you can come down and around through the canal. You can kind of get in right here, but it's pretty open. So MIB definitely wants to take control of this northern sector if they want to start putting some pressure on Sunken. Back down here in the south, it does look like CTM has a decent build-up going on here in the center as they're trying to find a gap, someplace to slip through. Vigilante making his way, about to run into Alcon. Alcon. Oh, he can hear that. Yeah, you can hear those footsteps. Vigilante gets him in the face. Looks like Tyr just went down as well, along with Ellie. These guys are starting to slow down now, so we're a good 30 minutes into the match. And these guys are starting to slow down, starting to hunt each other a little bit. Somewhat of a fight going on up here in the north. Braddock and Faher trying to push up behind these tanks. The medium is a little forward. Here comes the 76 from behind. Another 76 a little further back. This 76 unknowingly heading straight towards Kaka, who probably has an OP right there in the trench. He's trying to lay low. Oh, the well-placed rocket into the house takes him out. He's stuck right there. Nothing he can do. Okay, the gunner's lighting him up. Yeah, he's completely trapped there. He's going to have to get out of there. Does end up getting taken out by the tank, so if he got an OP up over there, it's pretty compromised right now. Another 76 up here in the north. That medium go? Did the medium get destroyed? No, he's in the barn. Medium in the barn. keeping himself completely protected from flank fire. There is quite a bit of infantry here for CTM. Maybe they can get an AT on top of one of these tanks. You got Gordo right there. Looks like he's trying to make his way. Come on, lock on. Yeah, he's going for it. He's going for the rear shot. Oh, tank's turning his way. Run, Gordo. Just take the shot. Just take the shot. Oh, the crew is... I heard the crew jump out. I heard the crew jump out. Oh, he got the crew. He ricocheted the rocket, but he killed the crewman. Here comes the other crew. Here comes, what's that, Veterano. Takes him out with the pistol. Should be able to repair up and keep that medium going. Is that the same medium from the start of the match? I think it might be. Here comes the 76 pushing up behind Faher, trying to put some pressure on the front door of Sunken Bridge. Here comes Stolich as an AT, trying to get around behind the 76. Gets one rocket into it. Gets taken out by Faher. 76 now has some damage. He's going to want to back up and repair. Let's take a quick look at the map, trying to figure out where the Tigers are. There's one back here. There's another one on the backside of Sunken, so it's definitely good of that 76 to want to back off and repair. This Tiger almost had a shot on him. I feel like that Tiger could have hit him, but I don't think he could depress his gun far enough because of the way he was sitting on that hill. So, slightly missed opportunity there. We'll see if they pull the 76 up, because that Tiger definitely should have eyes on him if he peeks. I would expect him to repair, seeing as he's damaged. Is he still full crew? He is still full crew. You do have this medium back here somewhere, or has he pulled out? Yeah, the medium has repositioned. He's heading towards the south. Leo jumps out. Is going for the repair, so they should be able to keep this 76 alive. Here comes Stolich. Stolich kills both of the crewmen with a rocket. This is now a very desperate 76. Kale might want to jump in the driver's seat and get that thing out of there, and indeed he is doing that. Here comes Stolich with his next rocket. Not before the tank manages to spin around, though, and so the 76 will live a little longer. This Tiger is just waiting for him to peek, just waiting for him to make that mistake. Does look like he's going to back up and try and protect the 76 by driving it along the hedge. Bombing run on its way. Here comes the bombing run going right through the center of the map. This is kind of an odd choice for a bombing run, in my opinion. There's no real strategic value to that bombing run. Even if he took out a garrison, they're so far from the lines that there's plenty of times for them to get more spawns up and retake the position. There wasn't even there might have been a garrison there. I'm sure he probably got a garrison with that. That is one of the pretty common spots for a garrison, but seemed a little unnecessary. In fact, CTM has greatly reinforced the area. They have a ton of infantry right in that exact spot where the bombing run through into. One could even argue that maybe that was a distraction, but either way, CTM trying to make their way across the open field here just west of Grandma's house, taking casualties before they can make their way across. Gordo is almost to the wall. He can see the muzzle flash from silence. He can't quite hit him where he is. Trying to get the shot on him. Ooh, he failed. He failed. They spotted him before he was able to find them, and Gordo goes down. MIB manages to hold on to their position on the western edge of Grandma's house. CTM again starting to slip into the barns. There is a number of guys from MIB there waiting for him, but Faher has managed to slip through with his squad again. I mean, he's a squad leader, so when I say with his squad, I mean he's going to place an OP and bring in reinforcements. But Like he's trying to get a little bit past this Tiger. Wants to get deeper. He wants to make sure he's safe, not going to just get found out. Now maybe... Ooh, there's a ricochet. The 76 did just get a shot on the Tiger. The 76 looks like he's stuck. He's stuck. I don't know if this Tiger can get the shot or not. If he repositions, he might. The 76 isn't stuck. He should be able to get out of that just fine, but it's not a great spot to stop and repair, even if Leo is protected inside that trench. Does not look like the Tiger intends to reposition. He's not going to try and get a shot. Reinforcements coming in off of Faher's OP, though. Here comes Vroom pushing up with the satchel. The Tiger spots him. There's not much they can do about it. They can just keep spinning around. They might have to jump some crew out. They're going to blast the wall. If they kept spinning, no, he's going to get the... They stopped. They just stopped and let him get the satchel on. The Tiger has a satchel on. Now the Tiger's catching rounds from the 76, who's pulled back out. He has eyes on this Tiger. The Tiger's going to back up away from the 76. But he has a satchel on him. There's nothing he can do. They can't jump out. They did manage to take out Vroom. Visual? Oh, it doesn't matter because DMS got him. Here comes Martins. Here comes Colgate jumping out. There goes the Tiger from the 76 before the satchel could even go off. Little tiny bit of cap pressure going on here at Sunken Bridge. As the 76 is now pulling up. I don't know where the garrison... Looks like the garrison is back up in the same spot that it was before, so you can expect the artillery to be repositioned back down there. Flares going up from CTM, trying to find out what exactly is going inside the circle here. Here comes the 76 pushing up, looking to capture Sunken. He's catching some support fire from the tank back here, north of the barns. Here comes I Need coming up from the backside, looking maybe to get a satchel on. They are clearing out some of these spawns back here. Mattias catching hell from the tank. There goes the OP from Faher. There's not really enough here to get this cap going. There's definitely plenty of CTM falling back to stop this. Satchel goes off. I don't know who it was, but it took a bunch of infantry out over there. This 76 is probably going to want to turn around and get out of Sunken. I know they got the cap going on right now, but there's a ton of reinforcements coming in for CTM. A lot of squad leaders. Not going to be able to keep this cap going. There's a pretty big spawning going on back down there on the airhead. There's another airhead that came down for MIB. Canala pushing up, trying to take out that airhead. He is getting some flank fire going on. There's a garrison there as well now. Precision strike. Precision strike takes out the airhead, but the garrison... No. No, it didn't. The airhead's over here. My bad. I apologize. It looked like it took out the airhead, but no. The airhead's back here. That was a complete swing and a miss by that precision strike. Here comes Corvo, gets taken out by Jocko Spartan. MIB still trying to put the pressure on. They are starting to push some infantry up to support this tank, but they've got infantry coming in from behind them as well. Reinforcements coming in for CTM, trying to get these guys from the rear. Nobody calling out I Need. He's right there on top of the garrison. He didn't even shoot Partisan. He made the right choice to not shoot. He's just going to walk up. Oh, he was right on top of the garrison before they turned around and found him. Pretty good capture going on at Sunken now. There is a bunch of reinforcements coming back for CTM, but they could stop this, but it's hard to say because MIBs, they're all in on this attack. They're pushing both their 76s up. They're probably getting pretty low on ammo, so might as well be aggressive with them. Flares going up for CTM, trying to find out what's going on inside the circle. They know there's a lot of guys in here. There's 2 tanks inside the circle, and they know they're in trouble. They know they're in trouble. Here comes the Luke's pushing in, trying to put the cap pressure in. I would expect the reinforced to be down. Yes, it is. This Luke's has to be careful. He immediately gets caught by the 76 up there on the north side. The other 76 down here on the south side, pushing completely into the circle, ensuring this cap pressure. Here comes Martin coming up from the south, trying to get to this 76, but he does get taken out before he can get there. A handful of infantry for MIB is in the circle. There's not really a ton going on here, but with these 2 tanks here, Tiger pulls up into the fray, gets a shot off on the 76. Here comes a bombing run coming through. This is going to be a CTM bombing run pushing right through this infantry. The 76 goes down to the Tiger. A handful of guys go down to that bombing run, and CTM is pulling it back yet again. They don't have as good of a hold on it this time as they did last time. Makala goes down. Here comes Desert pushing his squad up right past DMS, who just listened to those footsteps. Now he's trying to figure out how to shoot these guys through the hedgerow. Jumps through, gets Jocko, Spartan, and Martins. And Joda. Nice shooting by DMS 69. CTM still holding pretty good. MIB trying to keep the pressure going. They've only got the 176 here now, though. Where did that other Tiger go? The Tiger got destroyed. I missed that. The Tiger got destroyed. Looks like that 76 caught a hold of him while he was trying to reposition. Rockets going off towards the 76. Not enough to scare him off, though. I don't see that garrison anymore. CTM still pulling it back, though. MIB not able to keep the pressure up. Let's take a quick look at the map as a whole. Again, CTM really clustered up here at Sunken Bridge. MIB, if you look around, you can see they kind of have an encirclement going on like this right here. But there's a garrison down here that they're lighting up that they may or may not know about yet. Yeah, there it goes. Hulano's on it. There goes the garrison. MIB now trying to swing their way down around through the creek bed. Delgado's taking some shots at El Gigolo. Here comes another Tiger. Ladislaw, what are you doing at Flooded House? He must have really anticipated that capture. I don't know, but CTM's pulling it back. Keeping this under control. I don't think MIB is going to be able to get this capture going on. They've still got quite a bit of pressure coming on up here from the north, but they do still have the 76, though. And I hear a bombing run coming through right now. It's going to go right up through the backside through CTM's lines. Doesn't look like it's going to get too many guys. Handful, maybe. No garrisons in sight, though. CTM trying to push as many guys back up into Sunken as they can. MIB has the position. They're trying to repair up their tank. Thanks to Kale repairing up their tank so that the crew can stay inside the tank. I want to make sure that that not only that 76 stays alive, but that it is fully crewed at all times. Artillery takes out Kale for his efforts. CTM still holding on to this. They don't really have the spawns. I mean, there's a garrison here still from MIB, but let's take a look back at Chapel, because I would expect them to be throwing big spawns onto that. But I do know that MIB for a moment there was trying to swing around down to the south. You can see they still got some guys down there trying to draw some of CTM's reinforcements down that direction, I think. A little bit of a feint, possibly. Here comes some more reinforcements coming in off for this northern garrison, trying to support the 76, who's catching rounds from this Tiger over here. Finally forces that 76 back, having to repair. 42 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. We're just past the halfway mark. This has been quite an intense match. I guess mess with my settings here for just a moment. Sorry about this. Trying to find something. I don't think I'm gonna find it. Okay. Anyways, back to the task at hand. Looks like that 76 has been repaired up. Where did this Tiger go? The Tiger is repositioned over here to the north side. It's trying to get some fire on this infantry here. Another tank has pulled into the fray. Looks like a Stuart trying to help lock down the north side here. If he can support another infantry push, keep this going. Does look like CTM has managed to hold this, though. Stewart drawing fire from the Tiger. If he can keep that Tiger distracted long enough for this 76 to reposition, if the 76 can get the first round off, and he does indeed get the first round off, Tiger is still stationary. He's not moving. He's just repositioning his gun. Here comes the next shot. He ricochets off the 76, and there goes the Tiger. Nice shooting by Taliban. Without that Tiger here, CTM could find themselves in a little bit of trouble. They do have quite a bit of infantry here. They don't have a garrison up here yet. They have not been able to make it far enough into the circle to replace that garrison. More spawn-ins coming in for MIB. They still have this garrison. They do still have that garrison. So MIB not fully committed to this. I guess some guys coming up from the south as well. They're starting to get an envelopment going on at Sunken Bridge. They've got it about a quarter of the way capped. They don't have a ton of pressure going on with it, though. They could definitely bring some more infantry into this. Now, I am expecting reinforcements coming off that garrison, but... Now, CTM does have a lot of guys back over here and pushing around the backside of Chapel. But with all this pressure going on over here at Sunken... Xeon Flux looked like he's trying to make his way around to get a shot on this Stuart. It's in a good position, though. I don't think he really wants to peek. He's coming back around the other way. Rounds landing back here on the backside of the Stuart. Oh, it's a medium behind us. A medium Sherman behind us shooting smoke rounds. KK gets a kill right there. There goes the Stuart. Finally gets taken down. I think, was that Xeon Flux? It must have been. Not sure how he got the rocket on it. Here comes the 76 pulling up now. He wants to make sure he keeps his cap pressure going on. They had this over half cap now. 76 pulling into the circle. More reinforcements coming in off that OP. Artillery's coming down right there. Here comes the airhead again. This time inside the circle. I would expect there to be a bombing run somewhere supporting this. Maybe along the creek bed. A bombing run down this creek bed right now while this airhead's on the ground could ensure this capture. They've got CTM almost completely pushed out of the zone. Now, this creek bed is still in the cap zone. There's a lot of guys here for CTM, but it's not going to be enough. And I just don't think... Oh, my God. They're starting to pull it back yet again at the last possible second, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. It is taken back towards MIB, and there is the capture. Sunken Bridge goes to MIB at the 38-minute mark. Let's shoot down to Flooded House. I know there was a couple of guys over here who looked like they were trying to get in position to push into Flooded House. You can see Filanu's already pushing this way. Here's a handful of guys. You got LG heading up back that way. He's most likely to get spotted by Fulano here in a second when he comes through this courtyard. Only this wall separates them. They don't see each other. Run right past each other in the open, but they're so focused on the run they didn't see it. LG even turned around and looked at the plane and didn't see him. Fulano sees him and LG goes down. Fulano now pushing up, trying to get in position. He should drop his OP right around there, I would think. Just so he can start bringing a squad forward, putting a little pressure on. You got GNZ over here as well. A couple of squad leaders down here on the south side for MIB. Now you can see CTM's trying to put the pressure on still, but they've only got a handful of guys around here. I don't see any squad leaders. Starting to bring some squad leaders down from their north HQ, trying to get a position. Catching some rockets into this 76. They're going to have to back off and repair. DMS pushing up, trying to clear out the infantry over here who've been shooting at this 76. Several OPs of infantry spawning in over here. Here comes Capitainism. Capitainsin. I don't know, but DMS went down while I was trying to pronounce that name. Tito Crema coming around the corner. This 76 catching rockets like crazy, and the second 76 goes down to Capitan. Baher taking some shots. Tito Crema hearing the shooting, pushing that way. Trying to get a flank on him. This is decent pressure coming in from CTM, trying to take back their 4th point. Taking casualties before you get up there. Tito Crema might want to consider dropping his OP right there if he can. I don't know if it's on cooldown or not. Smoke's going out. I'm not even sure whose smokes those are. I think that might actually be from MIB's guys here trying to cover their approach as they're pushing up right into Tito Crema. Faher gets a kill, gets taken out by Tito Crema. Tito takes them both down, making a decent push. Rocket goes right past his face from Vroom. And you can hear a Luke supporting this from just over there. Take a quick look over at Flooded House. Make sure that it's still safe. It is completely locked down and safe. Here comes the bombing run from CTM as they're starting to capture Sunken Bridge back. It does not look like MIB was able to consolidate. I would expect them to have a garrison here by now, though. They've had the point for a few minutes, though. I'm a little surprised they're getting pressured this hard, but I think they kind of were trying to shift their forces to the south. They wanted to take control of the southern bridge, or the center bridge here, so that they could start pushing through from that direction. But unfortunately for them, they've had to pull a lot of their guys back, try and hold down this point as they're taking a lot of pressure from the front door from CTM. Take a quick look at the map. Look at the line itself. CTM has a nice line using this creek bed to anchor their position. You can see that their line swings back down using the hedgerows of this row and some of these high points here to cover the open areas. So they have a nice looking line, but they're having a hard time pushing their way in. Canala making his way up, gets embers. A couple more guys pushing up from behind him as well. I'm not sure if that was an arty round or a tank round. Just now seemed like a tank round. Oh, it's arty. That's an arty round, and it gets itself a victim. Rockets coming across, not hitting anything. As this one squad, so these two squads running into each other. Faher and Tito. Tito gets Faher. Squad leader fight. Vroom pushing up that way. Let's shoot back down here to the south again. Flooded House still very well protected. There is a number of this MIB guys trying to swing down and around. It's really difficult to push into Flooded from down here. If you want to get into flooded, you need to get into this courtyard and push down through this direction, or you need to get into the front door. Those are the two best ways to push into flooded. And CTM controls both of those positions mostly. There is some guys starting to slip through here for MIB. Not quite to the front door, but I mean, they could put a garrison right there in that corner, and it would be a blue zone garrison. It would be, what is that? It's like right there. Yeah. Fulano and Alcon right on top of each other. Fulano comes around the corner and gets Alcon in the back. Oh, and we catch a trade. Nice trade there. Shoot back up to Sunken Bridge. Oh, what was that? There was just a tank exchange. Looks like a P4. No, that's a Tiger. That's a Tiger. They just lost a Tiger. To a medium? Please tell me this medium is not what killed that Tiger. I'm not even joking. I think this is like the same medium they've had since the start of the match, I swear. They've had that medium for ages. I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm certain they've lost that tank, but they keep coming out with these mediums. Tito, it's up to you. It is up to Tito. He's the only one who's keeping this close pressure on. Broom already throwing out the grenades. Again, not quite able to get him. He's tucked in there just right. Rocket goes right past Vroom from Capitan. Capitan goes down to Vroom. But as soon as Vroom pushes forward, he's going to get taken out by Tito. Now let's see if Tito pushes. I don't think he is. I think he's just holding. Oh, he gets taken down by Fergato. Ember's now pushing up this way from the south, looking to clear this OP out. I did fairly recently see a spawn in up here. The heck was just shooting. He must have moved his OP down there to Faher or something. I don't know, but Ember's cleared it out. There's no OP there anymore. There we go. GNZ making his way into this courtyard. It's a very important courtyard. He doesn't quite make it, but they are trying to take this position. They know that that is a very important courtyard. Pretty much the center of the line. MR, I will hydrate for you. I'm just going to go ahead and say thank you to the Desert Rats, because I am 100% certain that you are the guys who just popped into the chat. Because I had nobody watching me. For those of you who don't know, I play for the Desert Rats, which is a UK-based team. And last I checked, we are first place in the tournament we're playing in. The medium gets himself another kill. Was that a P4 now? It was indeed. It was indeed a P4. The Sherman gets himself another kill. Arthur Henchman. Nice kill by Arthur Henchman. Here comes some more infantry pushing up for MIB, swinging around through the North HQ. They're going to try and take control of this northern sector. Is probably the best way to attack Flooded House coming down from the north. You can make your way down the road here, or you can make your way down this fence and swing around the backside. It's a little open. Flooded House is not what I would describe as an easy point to attack, but if you can get into these front courtyards, you can start making your way up to this house, and it's a mess. It's a mess. CTM, nice looking line right here. Trying to march their line back forward. They lost control. Lost control of the creek bed though, so they're trying to march their line forward, but they're having a hard time. MIB has all the shooting positions, and it's wide open right here. Mane Galena, as a squad leader, makes his way up. He's about to run into LG's squad up over here. There's Capitan taking some shots at him. And Mane's getting some support from behind. Capitan goes down. His grenade goes out. Does not destroy the OP, but he's going to push up to this wall right now. There goes the OP. Should be able to drop his OP now. Airhead coming down to the south. Did they see it? I don't see anybody pushing in this direction. I don't think they seen it. No, there's nobody heading this way. There's nobody headed this way. This is a live airhead. This is a good position for an airhead. They can push right up past the artillery. Here comes the spawn in. Not too big. Only one squad leader. I like it. It's a good choice not to overcommit initially. You don't know what you're going to spawn into. LG's right there with a garrison. I think DMS spots it. Braddock should certainly have eyes on it now. I think he just stopped and marked it. Probably bringing an AT to shoot it with a rocket. No, no, Ladislaw, no! Don't give away your position yet. You're not close enough to the circle. That means they could pull in defenders from the circle and stop you. There goes the garrison, though. That was pretty much an unavoidable giveaway, but... destroys that defensive garrison. They're still making their way towards Flooded House. I don't think they're going to be able to bring in too much from down here now that they're aware of it. I'm a little surprised that none of those riflemen managed to take out LG there. His reinforcements did. He's actually heading the other way. I don't know if he's trying to get an OP up probably. But he's dropping it on this side of the hedge. I don't think he really realizes what's behind him. Maybe he can see a couple of these guys making their way across the field, but he's not really reacting to it the way you would think he would. He does get Quinn. Okay, he's headed back that way. Now he's curious. He's gonna go figure out what's going on back there. I don't know if to be able to get some cap pressure going on with that, but it was a huge distraction. They did take control of Gumo's courtyard up here on the north side. I would definitely expect there to be some moves in here. And Pedro about to run into Leandri. He's not looking that way. Leandri's going to see those muzzle flashes. There he is. And he gets him. See those muzzle flashes like that, you should probably get your weapon up. I don't know. Just hindsight's 20/20 though. The North HQ has been completely cleared out. Silence. That was a bird. Looked like something flying around. I mean, it was. Chileno gets her squad leader fight up here on the north side. Chileno gets shredded by Samurai holding on to this roof down here. They're going to have a hard time bringing reinforcements out of that northern HQ with these guys holding these positions. Let's shoot back down to the south and find out what happened with that airhead. I would have expected... Oh, man. I don't think he brought any reinforcements down here to stop this airhead. At the very least, a couple of squad leaders here managed to get in. Ellie. No way. Nice shooting by Ellie. Unbelievable. Finally gets taken out with a trade. What a play. Here comes Vroom coming up behind it. Here comes the P4 pushing out. Vroom already in position to catch these reinforcements. Pam Dam goes down. Here, ooh, there goes the P4 is actually going to head to the south. Vroom's going to reposition himself, try to get some rockets in. Ellie's over there as an AT as well. Depending on what this P4 does, he might catch a couple of rockets immediately. Ellie does go down. Vroom in position with the rocket out. He turns his ass to him and somehow catches... I mean, it was a decent shot. I don't think that hit the sweet spot. It made the ricochet sound. Like that right there. It sounded... The not successful hit, but he got one successful rocket onto it. Here comes Ellie coming around again. B4 blasting away, doesn't even know where anybody is. Just wait, Ellie. Just wait. Ellie going around the hedge, going to come around the backside. Ellie goes down before he can get in position. Here comes DMS with the satchel. He's not going to be able to get it on. And the chase begins. Does look like this flank is going to be cleaned up by CTM. DMS is going to keep chasing this tank. Here comes Ellie. Gets taken down by Pamdam, who's now going to push up and take out this OP. There goes the OP. Braddock is still there. If he can win the exchange, he can get his OP back up, but he's actually heading the other way. Jumps the fence. LG should be able to see him from where he is. LG taking some shots at Braddock. Braddock's taking some hits. I see the blood. Braddock jumping back into the hedgerow. Gets Pamdam in the back. There is the Garrison back here. Pamdam's on the Garrison. That Garrison's not going to survive. He's got plenty of time. There goes the Garrison to Pamdam. Braddock pushing that way. He needs to get his OP back up if he's going to keep this pressure on. Pamdam catches another round in the back. Should bleed out in a second. Braddock bleeds out. I don't think that was a hit. I'm pretty sure he just bled out. Oh, we got a little bit of a cap race going on here. Shooting back over to Sunken. Let's see what's going on back here. There is a push coming up from the southeast from CTM. They've actually got quite a few guys in position. They've got a Luke's up in here in the circle. I don't know if it's going to be enough. There is a lot of pressure going on at Flooded House. We might have to shoot back over there and see what's going on. I think we will, as CTM is losing this cap race. MIB pushing the front door. 21 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. There's a 76 in the circle at Flooded House. Here comes the P4 coming up from the south, trying to get behind this 76. The 76 is actually turning his back end to him. Catches a ricochet during his movement. Blasts one of his own guys in panic. Now he's turning around. He does catch a round from the P4. That P4 might want to get out of there. He does not, and he goes down. There comes another spawn wave from CTM. Ellie right there catches a whole bunch of them. The driver from the 76 also gets a handful of kills, about a third of the way capped here now. Ellie blasts a rocket right into their faces. Cleans up the reinforcements. There's a good number of guys coming down from the north from CTM, but they can't bring any more guys in from their center HQ with this cap pressure going on. Halfway capped here at Flooded House. Some more reinforcements coming in from MIB. These guys are about to run into each other. Vroom goes down to Mushu Faso. Fulano should turn that way, but he wants to get into the circle. They really want to protect this 76 because he's what's giving them the most cap pressure. Can they stall this up? There is quite a few guys, but a tank. I Need comes around, lands a rocket, but he hits the infantry. Another rocket from Mufafaso hitting the 76. 76 needs to turn around immediately. He needs to put his back end to that hedgerow. Catches a ricochet. Here comes the precision strike. And the 76 goes down. Here comes the bombing run. It's a defensive bombing run coming in from CTM. Doing everything they can to prevent this capture. Bombing run actually gets itself several kills there at the end. They are pulling it back, though. They should be able to bring some guys back into their center HQ if they need to. They've got something going on up here just north of the circle. Also have some guys coming in from the south as partisans trying to hold this position, trying to prevent these reinforcements. Leandri taking some shots. Partisans going to hear those shooting. Might have even heard those footsteps. Might not have been able to hear those footsteps, though, because of the shooting. That OP's right there. I Need gets taken out by Partisan. These guys right on top of each other. Partisan trying to hold down this flank while more reinforcements push in from MIB. Let's shoot back over to Sunken real quick. It does look like the full callback from CTM took away all of their cap pressure they had going on over there. They're still trying desperately to hold on to Flooded House as MIB is making their way into the circle again. They don't have any tanks here at the moment, and I can't check the map to see if they do. I would expect there to be something, anything, a light tank even, pushing up as fast as it can, trying to support this attack. They do have a handful of guys. Silence controlling the house. Number of guys pushing out of the south, though, trying to sweep out and clear this southern flank so that they're not catching this flanking fire and moving up the road. Rockets coming across. Here comes the bombing run. Here comes the airhead. MIB looking to nail down the 5-0 here in the last 15 minutes. The bombing run seemed a little deep. Not sure if they got a garrison with it or not. Looks like they did because there's supplies here. Should be able to get that garrison back up pretty quickly. Where did that airhead land? Not 100% sure where that airhead landed. It might not have survived. Pretty close into this infantry here, and it looks like was a tank or something shooting from down there. Was a tank. They just lost another tank up there on the north side. Pretty sure this airhead is down. Still bring some more reinforcements up into the south side. There is some cap pressure going on up over at Sunken Bridge, as CTM is starting to pressure the front door. There's not a ton back here for MIB to hold this. Embers by himself trying to hold down this corner. Just about to get himself a kill, gets shot in the back by Tyr. There is a tank back here. There's a handful of guys pulling back in. They know there's nothing in the circle. So it's all front door pressure. They should be able to drop their reinforce now, yep. They actually haven't even dropped their reinforce. They just put some guys in the circle. They're still holding on to this. So between this 76 and this handful of infantry, they should be able to hold on to this point pretty easily. They got a number of guys pushing up from the south as well, flanking this attack. Should stabilize pretty good. 76 backing off, trying to repair. They definitely cannot afford to lose the 76 as he is one of the main anchors of this position. Let's shoot back down to Flooded House, where MIB is still throwing a lot of their weight. They did lose control of the house. CTM has managed to hold the position. MIB still trying to swing down to the south. They got some guys coming up from that way as well. I need with the MG down here. You can't. I like the first person, but the way it doesn't work right with the machine guns. Throwing some good flank fire into these guys, preventing them from swinging around down here to the south. Stolich goes down though. They're having a hard time pushing their infantry up from this direction. CTM now pushing out, starting to take back control of the front door. Filata goes down to Jazer. Still some more spawn-ins coming in back here from MIB. Looked like another tank. Nope, truck. They tried to drive a truck in. Oh, there's 76 right here. And there was a tank. I had just seen it up there in the north. It's a Luke's. He's about to get caught by this 76. Here we go. Oh, he missed. He missed. The 76, or the Luke survives. Supplies coming down. They're trying to get their garrisons back up. They lost a garrison or something here. Aslan coming around the back side. Might be able to get an OP up over there. There goes the Luke. Gets taken out by either Vroom or Silence. I'm not sure who threw the rocket out. Aslan here with a truck. Gets a spawn in. Don't know if he's going to be able to get much going on over here. 13 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. It might not be a bad idea for MIB to take some of their pressure off of Flooded House. They got a lot of tanks on the board. They're just driving their tanks all over the place. They're pretty wounded. They should be careful. I don't want to lose their tanks here at the last minute. It would be very fortunate for CTM if MIB got over cocky. MIB pushed back to their garrison. And CTM looks like they're finally clearing out this south side. Braddock's still holding on. Does look like MIB found this flank attack. They pushed some guys in here. The squad leader's gone. This is where the OP was. So they most likely cleared that OP out, but there is a lot of CTM guys pushing in through the front door. There is a little bit of a gap here in the center. They're starting to slip some guys in. Mata's right there as a squad leader. Should be able to start bringing some reinforcements in really close to the circle. But they've got the 76 right on the backside of this attack. And another 76 just on the north side. So I don't know that CTM's really going to be able to do enough with this much tank pressure. Garrison up here on the north side now. So MIB looking to be able to bring reinforcements back as needed. Ladislaw pushing right past all these guys. Ladislaw gets the Anbury. I think he's trying to find their OP. He's looking the other way. There comes the 76, is trying to back up. Mushafaso gets a rocket into the back of it. He turns around, blasts the wall, does not get the kill. Mushafaso trying to get his second rocket into the 76, but he's looking that way. I don't think he's going to be able to get a good hit. Might be able to, yeah, I was going to say, get a side hit there, but... Oh, there goes the 76 to Mattias. Now they do still have 176 up here on the north side. Here's some shooting behind me. Do still have the 76 up here on the north side, so they're not completely unprotected back here, but... Yeah, you can definitely see some of their guys over here that were further forward are now starting to push back this way, trying to clear out this attack. They're getting hit pretty hard on the front side. Let's shoot back down to Flooded House, see what's going on down here. There is a handful of guys close to the circle. Filano might actually be in the circle. He's really close. He's like right there. Jumps into the house, gets himself a kill. Burning OPs as he goes. Burning more OPs. I hear him going. He comes around the corner. He does finally get taken out, but he took out several spawns with that push. Let's turn the camera around this way. There wasn't much that was able to push in behind that, but MIB now with a nice envelopment around the front door of Flooded House right here. They've got control of that road, and they're using those shooting positions to look into the point. They don't have any pressure down here in the south. CTM has pretty good eyes going on down there. But this is a pretty big threat to their circle. Let's shoot back over to Sunken real quick. Oh, yeah, MIB has cleared out their front door. They did finally get Mata. Don't know if he had an OP up in there, so we'll see if he brings some more reinforcements. Let's just wait a second. Yep, there they were. He did get his OP up in here. They did bring some reinforcements into the front, right into the front door. It looks like Gordo's going to push back the other way, maybe? Oh, GNZ sees him, though. He's already shooting back that way. There goes the 76. 76 goes down to the Tiger right below us. And this is actually some pretty decent pressure coming out from CTM. Under 10 minutes on the match. Jacko pushes up into the road. He definitely saw that garrison. Ruin gets a rocket into the Tiger. I think he's waiting to see if that Tiger shows his back end. He's gonna hop the wall, try and get around. Here's Capitan waiting for him. Capitan does not get him. Ruin is still here with another rocket, but the Tiger has repositioned to look that way. There's a lot of guys in the circle over here at Sunken for CTM. They've got some good cap pressure going on. Riku by himself back here trying to hold it out, but this is looking pretty good for CTM right now. As long as they don't lose their foothold over on Flooded House, this could, at the very least, force MIB to pull a lot of their guys back. A P4 has made his way all the way around to the backside. He's got several ATs chasing him. Not the greatest rockets. He does not seem to have any damage. And this P4 will live. He should be able to push in and start helping this attack. But there's a cap race going on, and Flooded is going down faster. There's not a ton going on here. There's only a handful of guys in the circle. It is stalled up, but they're still winning the cap race. If they could clear out these last handful of guys. Stolich and Partisan right on top of each other. There goes Stolich. managed to make it into the house, but they stalled up the cap pressure enough. Probably, yep, as I say, using a reinforce. MIB being forced to bring another number of their guys back. They do not have control of the circle, but there is not very much here for CTM to keep this cap point going. You know, they are starting to bring some reinforcements in from the front door, but MIB's reinforcements are closer. I also hear a tank for MIB. They've got a Stewart pushing in to help lock down this point. Looks like they should be able to hold on to this. Look out, Corvo. Don't get run over. HCA Flux now has eyes on the 76. He almost gets blasted. Or not the 76, the Stewart, sorry. I hear a bombing run. That's going to be an offensive bombing run. They're going to try and clear this infantry out. There's a 76 there inside the circle. He's about to get hit by this bombing run. It's going to go right up this road. So far, a handful of infantry was taken out. Don't think it's going to be enough. They have these two tanks here. Jacko goes down to Mikolate down there. Here comes Herfy as well. Should be able to keep this locked down. HCA Flux in the backside does get taken down by... Oh, there's another 76 pulling up. And he's dueling it out with his P4. Who actually looks like he got a good drop on him. Shoot him. What are you... I'm not... Oh, he's a solo. Okay, I see. Veterano is a solo. Solo 76 protects the half track somehow. How that P4 didn't kill that half track, I'm not sure. I suppose he was focused on the 76, but you're not going to beat a 76 in a duel with a P4 like that, so you might as well go for what you can. Stewart's pushing up. The 76 repaired up. They did lose one of their crew. But this is completely locked down. I don't think that CTM's going to be able to take that with what they have going on there. MIB, again, has a handful of guys in the circle. Ellie has made their way past. Looking for the spawns. Kills Ivan, coming out of the center HQ. Oh, Scraft was trying to get Ellie, but got taken out by Delgado. I'm a little surprised that there isn't some cap pressure going on here. There's quite a few guys around the circle here, but I mean, there's really not much in the zone defensively. I guess there's not a lot of pressure going on here either. CTM has 45 seconds to get this cap going if they want to win this match. Does look like MIB has turtled up pretty good. I think they're just going to wait out these 40 seconds and then maybe throw themselves into the attack. I'm not sure. I can't remember if HCA uses a point system or if it's just a win-loss. I think it's just win-loss. So I don't think they need to win this 4-1. I think they could throw themselves into the attack if they want to. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that. I'm not 100% sure. I do cast quite a few different tournaments, and they all have their own different rules. This Stewart has this northern section completely locked down as CTM's trying to make their way in. Got 2 seconds left to get this cap going. They are actually losing their defensive point. Back down to flooded. MIB looking to nail down this 5-0 here in the last minute and 45 seconds that they have to get this capture. They do have quite a few guys in the circle. It does look like CTM did commit to their attack. They knew they were going to lose if they couldn't get that capture. They stalled it up a little bit, but there's still plenty of time for MIB to get this 5th point if they just throw everything they have into it. I'm going to guess there's a garrison right back here. No? No garrison. No garrison. A little surprised. What about here? No? No front door garrison for MIB. A little surprised. Here comes the airhead, though. They do have a lot of infantry around it this time, so maybe they can keep it alive, depending on where it lands. Airheads live. Rocket swing and a miss from the south. Martins, can he get his next rocket on that airhead? That airhead is kind of sitting up on an embankment. Just misses it. Just misses it. Trying to get some grenades on it. They're trying to destroy that airhead. I wouldn't be surprised to have MIB throwing their entire team on it. Here's El Gigolo. El Gigolo, you're right there. There's the spawning. I don't think they quite knew where it was. They need another spawning on it. It looks like CTM does not want to allow this 5-0. I don't think that airhead's going to get another spawn in. El Gigolo's right on top of it. Here comes the bombing run, but it doesn't really matter. Get a bunch of kills, I guess. Oh no. Oh, that's going to come dangerously close to that artilleryman. It'll stop before it gets to him, but it's a little closer than I would feel comfortable with. All right. Does look like they managed to pull this back. Let's go find ourselves a fight to watch. Chotasario shooting people in the back over here. Oh, here comes the tanks coming down from the north. This Stewart should be able to get himself a handful of kills here. No. I don't even think they're even caring about kills anymore. They're just driving. Just going for a cruise. Watch him kill the artilleryman now that they've won. Mata gets taken down. Let's see if this Stewart goes down. He's getting real cocky with it. Somebody kill this Stewart. Punish him. Punish him for his disrespect. Capitan! Capitan! Turn around! Here, P4. Is the P4 gonna get him? Come on! Somebody kill that Stewart! The crew is out. Veterano and Aslan exchange blows. Aslan wins the exchange. The P4 and the medium trying to duel it out here in the last 10 seconds. Who will win? Place your bets. A ricochet off the medium. And the P4 goes down. Oh, this is a 76. It wasn't even a battle of the mediums. What were you doing, man? Let's take a look at some combat scores. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got a 1275 from Martin. 1077 from Leandri. Tanks were good. LGS to 1050. A 1655 from Exion Flux. He did fantastic. Let's take a look over here at MIB. 1300 from Delgado. 1182 from Vroom. Very nice, boys. Well played. All right. I'm not going to drag this out. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. It was a very well played match. It did seem like there was a few fortunate exchanges for MIB when it came to the tanks. They just won a few of the exchanges. I don't know. There was some good tactics. There was some good plays from both sides. I don't know. It was a very fun match to cast. There was a lot happening. So, yeah, well played to both sides. I'm going to go ahead and shut her down there. Thank you for the few people who watched, and you all have a wonderful rest of your night. Take it easy.